An excerpt from the Gem film A Glimpse Through the Veil, Wondrous Stories of the Rebbe. Born in Houston, Texas in 1940, Dr. Milton Nurkin served the community as a pediatrician and medical professor for over 4 decades. In 1973, Rabbi Shimon and Chiena Lazaroff were sent by the Rebbe to Houston as shluchim to the state of Texas.
My left arm lost its function. I was seen by the prominent neurosurgeons in Houston, the neurologist, the internist. Not only was it weak and lost of sensation, it had no movement and no sensory findings.
I don't remember now if I wrote or I telephoned to the Rebbe, all this, what had just happened. It was a day, a week, no answer. Another week goes by, still. Another week. I was embarrassed. Here I made him, stood him up, and then there's no answer. One day, 8 o'clock in the morning, here in New York, it's already 9, telephone rings. On the other line, Bjorn Klein. Shimon, yeah. I have an answer from Rebbe. I have an answer from the Rebbe about something you send in. See, the Rebbe, it was yesterday, came out from the Chadakov, 1:30, but we didn't want to wake you up. So we waited, the office is open, and we're telling you that the Rebbe answered. Dr. Nurkin. The erste Sache he asked, Lidrish bishleime bishmi. I usually know an answer. I never had an answer like this. Lidrish bishleime bishmi means the Rebbe asked me to find out how are you in his name. Then the second answer was the dickest film. Biggest film. I remember it definitely. And then ask her, let's see.
Rabbi Lazaroff calls me and says, "How are you doing today?" And I said, "It's unbelievable, but today's the first day that my arm is functioning." That morning in August, when I got up to get out of the bed, almost unconsciously, I used my left arm to help me get out of bed. And I woke up my wife and I said, "Helene, look at this. My arm is moving and I actually have strengthened it because I used it to get out of the bed." She says, "Come on, don't joke with me." I said, "Look, I can move my arm and I've got feeling in it and I've got strength." And she was almost tearful, saying, "Whatever the cause was, it's gone, and you need to tell the surgeons and the neurologists that for whatever the reason be, function returned to my left arm." And I did go back to the hospital and explain to Dr. Neblett, Dr. Zeller, that in fact my arm was functioning. They examined me and they say, "We have no way of telling you what was there, and we're very happy, in fact, that your function has returned." My arm was perfectly normal with strength, mobility, and sensation. So all the functions of the arm totally returned that morning as I got up.
It happened to be something before I gave me the pagret. I have to be by the Rebbe anyway. So I took the till. In those days it was, Shane had Rabbi Shane, the Worcester male, he had a Svarim store, with carp, right? On Kingston, Leominster Park. I went to him, give the check, and guess what? And Yotcha was a hefsek. Something else, it was not good.
As a physician, we try to the best of our abilities, A, find out what the problem that a person has, and then intervene to the best of our knowledge, and then, if possible, to offer a cure. In this particular instance, as a man of science and with a group of very prominent physicians, we had no reason for the onset of the problem. We had no answer when there was reason to think about the multiple diagnoses, and there definitely was no remedy for the problem, and there was absolutely no explanation why very suddenly, not over a period of time, but very suddenly, in one day, my arm totally starts to function. When I told the story to some of my friends, they don't believe anything. They were physicians, and they said, there's no logical explanation other than a miracle restored the function to your arm. And it not only increased my attachment to Judaism and to all religious activities, but I then became extremely active, and I helped build several of the Jewish day schools in Houston,